Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I am just taking this trailer full of root crops up to the beef and the pigs. We do have to swing right into the hedge there, I don't really like that. Taking it up to the beef and the pigs so that we can give them some food, and then we'll be travelling back down to the bottom of the map so that we can get some cereals, and we'll take them back up and give those to the beef and pigs as well. I've already got the bucket and the telehandler down there ready and waiting. So the question that I asked you for today was, which muck spreader do you want me to get? And I will just get up to the junction here, and then I will just very quickly recap the two that we were going to get. It was the two modded ones, and so let's come through to here. Manure spreaders. It was the Marshall ones. Did you want me to get this barrel one, or did you want me to get the flatbed one? Now, I didn't actually say which one I would prefer. In my youth, one of the earliest tasks that I remember when I was first learning to drive a tractor was actually using one of these very muck spreaders, and I would have liked to have had a chance to be able to use one again, sort of a bit of nostalgia, but you've all said that you want this one. I did have a couple of votes, but the overwhelming majority have said that you want me to get this one, the FS15 for £34,000. So I will be buying that one. I'm not quite sure when I'll be able to buy it, and that takes me straight on to today's question, which is, it's in here, do you want me to get, and it'll be that one that I get rather than that one. I mean, it could be either one, but this one has got more fruits available on it. Do you want me to get a telehandler conveyor? So you fit this to the front of the telehandler, and then you can use it for loading. So for things like loading cereal and silage and wood chips and stuff like that, you don't actually need to then continuously load from the bucket, using the bucket. You can just stick the conveyor belt into the front of the heap, and it conveyors up into whatever trailer you've got handy. It's a fantastic mod. I really like it. I'm not sure if you, the viewers, will want me to use it or not, or if you think that it's a little bit game-breaking. Perhaps you don't think it's realistic enough. Personally, I don't think it breaks any realism, but it's your vote, it's your game. Head down below, let me know what you think. Now, we're just coming up to the farm, so we can swing in and see about tipping out some root crops, and we'll also see what these animals think of it. And it should help us sort of... Ooh, I don't think I've swung around wide enough. Am I going to catch it? No, I didn't. Miracles never cease. Now, it is a bit of a tight squeeze. I'm going to have to go in and spin round and come back out and then back up to that silo there. Where is the root crop silo for the pigs? Oh, it's back there. How am I going to get back in there? Right. Well, I know how we'll do it. We'll come up here, and then I'm going... Is that van is in the way? It doesn't help matters. I don't think I can drive that one either. I don't think that's an option. This yard up here is a lot tighter than the other two yards. I think really we could do with a slightly smaller trailer for this. I can see, and if I was doing this in real life, I'd be using my mirrors, and I probably would actually have someone helping me spotting as I went back. But actually, I think we're doing all right here. So let's just bring up the animal HUD a second, and we'll scroll back through. No, it's not that one, it's this one. Right, so this is the pigs one, and earth fruits is what we want. So I can tip here. I don't want more than 4,000. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I think that's all it's going to take. I wasn't expecting it to fill up that quickly. Right, we actually have one pig ready to take away. Productivity is at 40% on this one. And so let's through. Yeah, so that gained us an extra 20% productivity, and I'm hoping that corn will do the same. And maybe silage as well, I'm not quite sure. We're probably going to have to put everything in. I am out of cab for this, and I apologise to the purists among us who really don't like it, but like I've said before, I like being able to see sometimes from the different angles. It's just so that I can admire machinery and that. I am sort of a bit like that with machinery. I really do like... I'm the sort of person who, when we're driving along a road, will slow down at the roadwork so that I can admire the machinery that's being used. Same with any tasks on a farm. Even though I grew up on a farm, I've spent years doing farm work, I still love to look at the machinery. I really do admire it. It's something that I've always done. Right. I now have 2,300 litres of sugar beet. What am I going to do with it? I've got to do something with it. I suppose I could always take it... I could take it back to the root crops and sell it. I got no storage for root crops here, which is a bit of a nuisance. It would be more convenient if I had more root crops that I could, more storage. So I've either got to take it back to my storage area and put it there, because we've only had like a couple thousand each, so I think I'm only going to need like 2 buckets of corn as well, if that's going to be similar. Or I can take this and sell it at the village, which is sort of a bit of a round trip, really. A bit of a long way round as well. I think I'm going to go and sell it, actually. It's only 2,000 litres. If I go and... Ooh, I just had a thought. I don't think I've got any placeable heaps. I just thought I could get a placeable heap and put that up here somewhere, and then I could reacquire it. No, I won't do that. Let's have a quick look at the map and see how far I've got to go. So I'm here. I can either take it back up and to there, or I can go... It would actually be quicker to come down here, across here, and into the village and sell it, and then back out. I think we'll go and tip it back up there. It'll also give us a chance to see what it's like swinging in and out of that yard up there, because it is a bit tight, and I don't know what it's going to be like swinging around the final part of it to actually tip crops out. And it would be something that would be handy to know, because we do have a field of sugar beet that we're going to need to get to at some point. So I'll take it back to the root crop yard, and we'll see how we get on with tipping it out. I think the hardest bit of getting up through here is actually swinging in off the road. You really do have to go in tight to the hedge with this particular trailer on, and the weight sticking out the front of this tractor doesn't help matters. Now, I'm hoping that I can sort of take this slightly angled and get through there. Okay, yep, perfect. Okay, that one's not an issue. And once again, I can't see a thing. Let's see if we can do this by feel. You know how you sort of bunt... what's the word I'm looking for? Bump around? It's not bump around. It's sort of bumble, is it? Maybe it's bumble around in the dark at night when you don't want to turn lights on and disturb people. What is going on here? And you go by feel, so you're feeling everything with your shins and stuff like that. What is going on here? Right, so I've backed right up there. I can't go any further. We've got a bit of a dip in the yard there. That's why we're dipping down. But it's not coming up with a tip trigger. How far back have I got to go? I can't go back any further. So where is the tip trigger? Oh, it's way out the front. I missed that one. There's the tip trigger. Right. There is my crop tipped. Now I've got to get back down to the sheep yard. What have we got? We've got 70% wool down there, so it's not quite ready to move the pallet, but it might be soon, so we'll be able to move the pallet at the same time. Just back up round here, and then I've got to try and get out of here. So I want to be over this way, fair, so they can come out starting at an angle, and then when I bring the swing round, the trailer won't catch. It's down here on the road that it's worst. Just go nice and steady, because these fences actually have... I do like that some places have got collision on this map. It is kind of nice that you don't have everything where you can just drive through it if you wanted to. And now, because I mean, if this hedge had collision, we wouldn't be getting out of here. Okay, let's get down to the bottom, and we'll get some cereal. Now we need to see what we're going to load. I will open up these sheds and we'll see what we got in them. Pretty sure that these 3 here... Let's open that one and that one there. I think this one is wheat. I think it's wheat. It's a job to tell from the colour, but I'm pretty sure that it's wheat, canola, and then... Hang on, let's open this one. And yeah, that one's the canola in there. So I'm not going... I might actually take that one and sell that one direct so that we can get a bit of money. I am in desperate need of some money. And then this one here, because we did bring a little bit of the canola back rather than selling it direct, didn't we? And then this one here is... So one of these is wheat and one of these is barley. And then I think this shed here is actually where we tip the oats. I think oats can be tipped in that one. Not quite certain. It might be the oats is the one that's accessed from the other side. There is one over the other side as well. It's like round the back. Not quite sure. Right. Well, let's move this trailer so that we can load it up. Ooh, I've still got the HUD on. We'll have the door open, doesn't matter. I'm going to just have out of cab a second so that I can see what I'm doing. And if I back over here, that will give me room to turn round with the load all. There we go. Climb out of there. We've got seed pallets there. That's actually handy to know, that is. Let's get this load all, and we can get some... Oops, getting a bit hasty there. Getting a little bit hasty. Right, we'll do this from in-cab, I think. There we go. Right. I'm just going to move my joystick over a bit. There we go. Perfect. Now, I am going by feel here. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up from this end shed first. Now, we used about 6,000. It was, I'd say, nearly 3,000 on each of the sheep, on the beef and the pigs. How much have we got in here? Right, well, there's 4,500, and that is wheat. So we will take the wheat up to the cattle, to the beef and the pigs. Nearly collided with the door a bit there. And I do just need to look up. Put a little bit of extension on the boom so that we can see it a little easier, and bring it over. There we go, perfect. Would be perfect if it would let us tip into it. Please tell me that we haven't just wasted some of that on the floor, because that would be heartbreaking. That would be genuinely heartbreaking, that would. This is one thing that I don't like about using these is, well, from in-cab, is that you don't have the visibility, because obviously in real life you just move your head up and down quite easily. It's not really an issue. Whereas if you're loading a high-sided trailer like we are now, in-game, is actually a little bit more difficult because of not being able to see what you're doing. Now, I'm just going to swing that round a little bit. Bring that down. There we go. Put out a lot of extension. That's better. There. So that's that one loaded up. Oop, let's drag that back in. And I'm going to leave this one just here. I'll actually just go and put this into the canola, because we're going to sell the canola in a minute. What we've got in here, I can't remember how much we got. We'll just check our storage. Let me park this one up a second and climb out. What did we have in the end? We've got 15,000 canola, and at the moment it's selling for £1,000 a tonne. So that'll get us £15,000, or very roughly £15,000. I will just shut these gates. I should do it. Oh, I have to do it over here, don't I? Let's come over here and there. That's that one. Right, that's that one shut up. We'll shut the others in a bit. So 15,000 that we'll get from canola. Now, can I turn here, or am I going to need to shunt elsewhere? I think I can turn here. Let me see what I'm doing. There we go. Right, come into cab. And there we go. Right, I'm going to get up to the other end. If we get 15 grand from the canola, I'm going to need a little bit more money besides, because I've been checking the price of what it's going to cost us to hire a combine, and that's one of the next tasks. You're going to let me... Oh, you could have stopped. You didn't have to do that. Really. Right, I'm going to get up to the sheep yard after I've dealt with this driver. I'll just pull into here, and then we can start unloading, or manoeuvring round so that we can unload all of this corn. And incidentally, we did actually lose some of our corn, because I think we had around about 8,500. And we now got 7,600. I stuck everything in here. So we have, unfortunately, lost, just vanished into nothing, because we didn't quite line up properly with the trailer, about 1,000 litres of grain, which isn't ideal. So we will have to just be very wary of that in the future. make sure that we don't do that. I don't know if it would be better if we could put the trailer right in near the tip trigger. Would that make any difference? Not quite sure. So let's just back this one up here. I will bring up the screen so that we can have a look at it. Right, beefs. There is the beefs. And tip. How much is this going to take? 2,994. Right, now I want to turn round. Where's the best place to do that? Come up here. And back up here. I am wondering if we should get a lower-sided trailer a bit later on. For obviously we can't afford it at the moment, but if we got another trailer that had lower sides on it, we would be able to at least manoeuvre around a lot easier from in-cab. It's just a little thought for the future. We might get the... I think it's a Marshall one. There is a Marshall one with it's quite low sides, I think would be perfect for that little task. So I'm staying out of cab because I just want to see backing into this next one, which is going to be nigh on impossible if I do it in cab. And I'm also keeping that heads-up display there so that I can... I really should sell that weight. Yeah, so that I can see how much increase it gives us in a minute. Right, we're back up here. There we go. And tip. So I'm going to have a little bit of grain. I've got 1,600 left, and I want to sell the canola that I've got so that I can hire a combine. Now, I just want to show you what I mean. Now, we should get some money during the night for our milk, which is going to help matters, and it's this one, isn't it? Come through here. Trucks, harvesters. Now, the Lexion 580 is 21,600. It says dollars on there, but it's actually pounds that we're renting in, and one full day is the maximum, or the least that you can do it for. So that's not brilliant, but 21,600 is our goal. And then the header. Now, I had several suggestions, especially from, I did mention it before, but it was from McStallion, who's quite a big fan of mine. And he suggested that I get the Class Vario 1050, the 10-metre header, instead of the... because the 9-metre header is the one that's suited for it. But he suggested get this one and the 4-wheel header. Now, this is actually about the same length as the last header that we had. So we know that we can move them around. So this one is going to cost us 4,500. So it's going to be 21, 22... about 26,000 altogether. And the header trailer would be one of these. No, it's not that one. We got the 25. That one's quite a bit longer. That one's longer still. I'm not really sure which of these we would want, to be honest. Probably the 32. I would suggest that the 32 would be the right one to get, and that's another 1,000. So we need 27,000. 27,000. We currently have... can I get around that corner? Just. How much water have we got? 2,200 for water. Just have a look at it. You can see the red ball just at the top up there. So there's plenty of water. We've got earth fruits and grains up here. We want silage and mixed ration later on. The only thing that I haven't done, actually, is sheet down the silage. So I will drive back. I don't think we need to see me selling the canola. I might actually just go back now and tip this out and load the canola, and then I'll sheet down that silage stack, because I did roll it after yesterday's episode. Not yesterday, the day before. Yeah, so we've been a fair while with that silage open, and I haven't actually sheeted it down. That's something that we need to do. So it's a little task we will do before we go. So I'm going to whip back, tip out this little bit of grain that's left, load the canola, and then we'll get back to the main yard so we can sheet the stack, and then I've got this ready to sell in the morning. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I am actually going to do this out of cab so that we don't waste any of this precious, precious cargo, because this stuff is actually worth quite a bit of money. And our wool is at 80% currently, so we've got almost a second pallet. Just tip that in there nice and carefully. I really don't want to waste any of this. There we go. Yeah, so our wool is at... oops, drag that in, 80%, which means we've nearly got a second pallet. I don't know what a pallet is going to sell for. That's something that I really do want to find out as quickly as possible. So we could have 2 pallets of wool to sell. We've got eggs that we'll be able to sell as well. We'll have more by the morning, so we can gather those up and we can sell them as well. And then we've got this canola, and I'm hoping that between all of those items we will have enough to hire the combine and the header trailer for a day. And I will sell the small header trailer that we've got. I'm not sure. No, I won't sell the little tractor. We've got that little New Holland that's been parked up in the field for ages. Has just had the header trailer on it. It didn't have anything else. I am tempted to sell that one as well. I haven't really had a use for it yet, but I don't really want to, because I think that one would have some good uses, like pulling the water bowser. I think that one might actually fit the water bowser reasonably well. So we're not going to rush into selling that one. We will only sell it if we absolutely have to. We do have more loan available if we want, but I'd like to try and avoid using as much of that loan as possible. So as soon as I've got this loaded, I'm going to take this back to the other yard, and we will sheet down that silage stack tonight, so that can start making, because we could always then... I mean, I don't think it will make overnight. I can't remember how long it takes. I think it's 24 hours in-game. So that won't be ready yet, but at least then we will have silage that we can give to the beef and the pigs at the top, as well as the cows down here. So let me just grab the... Oops, I'm going to go too crazy with that. There we go. Grab the last of that, so that's 1,930 litres just to finish off. And again, I apologise for doing this out of cab. I was doing the bales quite successfully in cab, but... this, we did find that we actually lost some. So maybe if I later on get a slightly smaller trailer, we will do it from in-cab, because then I don't actually have to lift the bucket quite so high. But for now, this is how we're going to have to do it, because I don't want to risk losing too much more onto the ground. Right, let's park that one there. I will come back and I will do the pallet later when it is full. Climb out of there, and I'm going to whip back up to the other yard. There we go, so that we can sheet down the silage stack. And while I'm running around here, just remember today's question is, do you want me to continue using the bucket like I did today, or would you like me to get this teleloader conveyor, or telehandler conveyor, which we will actually be able to use not just for cereals, but we'll be able to use it for the root crops if we want to, if we have like a placeable heap out in the field, which we might actually do. And the same for wood chips, grass, straw, silage, anything. This thing will pick up anything. It just runs up the conveyor and it drops off the end. And I have yet to find an example of it actually dumping the stuff to the ground. If there isn't a trailer to accept it underneath, then it just doesn't take it. And can we... oh, it's not going to let us... it was at 100%, so that has gone back to 99%. It's not going to let me do it. I'm going to run back round and get the... this is... oh, look at that. That's actually that's a picture of a piece of wheat, that is. This is the manure pile, this is. Okay, that's different. It'd be interesting to see how much more picture that one progresses with. So yeah, I'm going to have to drive this tractor around. I'll take this one. Drive it round and just get that last 1%, and I'll sheet down that stack. So do you want me to get that telehandler conveyor for use around the farm to save us having to use the bucket all the time? Head down below into the comment section, let me know what you think. It's your vote, it's your game. But if you enjoyed today's episode, then please let me know and give us a like. If you really enjoyed it, tell your friends all about me. Get them to watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.